Sup everyone, XQW Wilo WA2 80s here, and today we're racing at Interlagos for one of the manufacturer races. In P1 we have A Fonseca, one of the top drivers in the game, and we are starting this race on P4, so not too bad. Emeric FR in P5. And we also have the top quality Russ in P10. So definitely a familiar face from the last couple of videos. And seems like the Mazdas are doing really well in this race because from the top 5, 3 cars were Mazdas. I also have Ghostly Rescues starting in P17 and Either B in P18. Rolling start. And important to know is that we're starting to the normal tire. We'd also use a soft tire in this race, but both have to be used. So just trying to get our normal tire out of the way and the start of the race. So very crucial to stay with the cars in front. But we didn't do that very well because we ran a little bit wide. And also cold tires into the start of the race, which is also tricky. So B3 has managed to pull a little bit of a gap towards us. So that's not quite what we wanted, but now we're onto the more corner section of Interlagos, so let's hope we can pull a bit of time back. But we're onto the normal tires. We don't know which tires the cars in front of us are on. But normally you would expect that they're onto the soft tires, because that's what you normally do once you have a good grid position. Try to get a big as gap as possible, which is also a good gap, I think, or I want to see. So in P4, looks like we have a bit of a gap right now towards the first 3 positions. So it didn't go as planned, like we wanted it. We just hope to stay behind the 3 cars in front with our normal tires. But that didn't quite went the way we would have hoped. We didn't want to pick the soft tires because it's difficult to overtake with this Alpha car. So then you probably would stay behind with soft tires on. That's not just quite what we want to do. We want to go and try to go for the first positions. But it's so difficult to overtake in this car. So that's why I wanted to try something different. So let's hope we can go for those moves later in the race, because then we have the soft tires and we hope the others will have the normal tires on them. And seems like we have gained a little bit of time towards the top 3. But it's not quite close enough to benefit from their slipstream. Also quite a healthy gap towards P5. So it seems like we still have good pace onto those normal tires, which I'm very happy about. Quite unexpected, because I thought once I was dropped by the 3 cars in front that the others would have easily overtaken me. So luckily for our race, that's not the case. Just about 1 second per lap difference, I would say, between the normal and the soft tires. So definitely the power cars are doing very well in this race. We have the Mazdas and also the Mustang from Czechoslovakia 97. Definitely very useful for the long straight on Interlagos. And the problem with our car is that it's very difficult and also very vulnerable to get overtaken. Or yeah, just vulnerable, I would say. And difficult to make overtakes, because if you don't have top speed, there's not a lot you can do. Just have to try and do your overtakes into the corners. As we have Americ very close right now behind us, as he goes to the outside, so we defend the inside. Can we hold our 4th position? Seems like we just managed to do it. We don't want to lose our 4th position because we feel we have quite a good pace. As we go a little bit to the inside, let's hope we can defend our 4th position through this corner. Seems like we can, but we just ran a little bit wide onto the turf, which just slows us down. And down to P5 we go. Seems like America managed to make the overtake happen. So that's definitely very frustrating, because I really felt we had the pace to try and keep up with the cars in front. At least we didn't get a penalty from running wide, so that's still something. But let's see what Americ can do. Let's hope he has good pace to try and catch up with the cars in front. But I kind of felt our pace is quite alright to try and stay with the cars in front. Didn't have a feeling they dropped us too much. And on to lap 5 we go. Let's hope we can keep our P5 and that we don't get some more being overtaken in this race. Because even though we have the slipstream, this car is just a little bit too slow to try and stay with the cars in front of the cars behind us. As you can see how close Pibu was behind us, but luckily we managed to keep him behind us. And the Cayman also not the quickest car to the straight, and he seems like he's a bit faster on the straight as well. So that's just when you know it will be inevitable that he's going to overtake you at one point or another. So it looks like we're going to have to try and do something completely different in this race, because there's no way we're going to keep our 5th position. Cars behind us are just really on our tail and really a train forming behind us, so I think they're all going to overtake us if we drive too long onto these tires. So we're going to go into the pit and go very early into our soft tires. And try and do a very, very long stint on them, 30 laps. So this strategy is a very big gamble that we're going to take. But we have to, because otherwise we're only going to drop positions. Which will only lose us some more time at the end of the race. So let's just try to hang on to the soft tires for 30 laps, which is it's going to be very, very difficult. So you'll have to be very cautious to those tires as you're going to go a bit forward into the video, onto the end of lap 8. And we're onto P19 already, because the guy P20 has also made a pit stop. As you can see, some more cars to the pit. And most importantly, Fonseca is one of them. So going through this corner, we can see on the left hand side, we can see Fonseca coming out of the pit. So will we come out in front of him? Seems like we do. Yeah, it seems like we managed to get out in front of him. Looking behind, we can see him there at the pit exit. So quite a big gap we have. Quite surprised that the gap is so big actually. But more importantly, we have already driven 3 laps onto those soft tires. And also with the tire multiplicator, that's the word I was searching. It's quite a big deal if you have 3 laps more to the soft tires, because they're already very old, or at least quite a bit older than the cars behind you. But we still have a quite big gap to play with, so let's see what that will bring into the next couple of laps. We also know that the Mazda is probably the quicker car than our Alpha car. As we see some more cars coming to the pit. So will we come out in front of him? That's a big question. A little bit of slide to the first corner. Luckily we managed to hang on. But looks like nobody is coming into the pits. So we're up to P4. Which is actually the virtual lead, because the other 3 cars in front of us still have to stop. So our strategy has worked for now, but let's hope it will still work at the end of the race. Because there's still a long way to go, and our tires will be very old by then. We really have dealt with a big risk to try and do this strategy. But in front we have either B, which could be maybe very helpful for us, because he's right in front of us as we're going to enter the long straight. So let's hope we can get a little bit of advantage from him, from the slipstream, as he runs a little bit wide. And as he's a little bit slow through the last corner. And we just slightly went to the back of him, which just seemed to cost us time. So that's not quite what we had in mind when we saw him in front of us. And sadly he goes into the pits now, so we can't get any benefit from his slipstream. And looking at our lap time, seems like it has just cost us a little bit of time, because our previous lap was 1:37.6 and this one is 1:38.5, so probably we have lost I think like 7 or 8 tenths by the small bump we gave him at the exit of the last corner. So that's not quite what you want when you're battling for the first position in the race. But not really his fault really, because he's also driving his race and onto older tires he was. So that's always a little bit of a struggle if you are driving on older tires. But looking behind, Fonseca was really closing in. But tire wear quite significantly more bad on the Mazda than on the Alpha car. So he's very close right now. So let's try to stay onto the inside so that he hopefully doesn't get our slipstream. But we just missed a gear. On the worst possible time probably. So Fonseca right behind. Will he go for a move on to turn 1? So we just make another small mistake. Just not what we wanted. As he tries to go around the outside, it seems like. And we're going to try and defend the inside, but looks like it's inevitable that he's going to overtake us because he almost had passed us already onto the outside. So not much we could have done. So back down to B2. But let's now try to stay with him as best as we can. So we just have a slight power slide. And yeah, that cost us a little bit of time towards Fonseca. Just not when we wanted it. So the gap is really going out right now. But quite crucially, will we still have his slipstream? Yeah, it was very weird, that slide that we all of a sudden have through that corner. We didn't have it before this lap, so I'm really at the worst possible time. So until lap 13 right now, let's try and stay as close as possible towards him. So that we can hopefully still make it a battle later in the race. Because tire wear is quite significantly more bad onto the Mazda car than onto the Alpha. So let's hope that will come to play later in the race. But still a big gap behind us as well, it seems like. So if we could still go for P2, would still be a good result in this race. So still not over yet because he's not dropping us with a too big gap. So it looks like everything is still possible in this race. But sadly enough, he has lost his slipstream. Otherwise it could have been a very different race. We just managed to stay closer towards the back of him. So we're going to go a bit forward into the video. And on to the end of lap 17. But it seems like the gap is only grown towards Fonseca. So it looks like it was quite inevitable that he was going to win. So just nothing we could do. I think we just tried everything we could in this race to try and go for the win. But didn't quite go the way we had hoped it would. But Fonseca, really one of the top drivers on GT Sport, so yeah, definitely not a dishonor to lose against someone like him. Because he's definitely very, very quick. And we still did a quite good job into second position, I think. And also Pibu went up to P3, he was in the Cayman. It's also a good job done by him. Onto the bottom left hand side, you can see just how much our tires suffered. So that was really the limit we could do onto these soft tires, 13 laps. So as we're approaching the finish, congratulations to Afonseca for winning the race. And we're coming on to P2. So good result, very happy. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.